Welcome into Philadelphia 76ers Now by Chat Sports. I'm your host, Chase Senior. We have some breaking news to get to, and I'm trying not to freak out. According to Ramona Shelburne, Joel Embiid experiencing, quote, significant pain in his shooting thumb. He did practice today, maybe getting an MRI over the next couple of days, but he is insistent that he wants to keep on playing. But obviously, when there's an injury to your thumb on your shooting hand, that can impact you on the offensive end of the floor, which is really a shame for Joel Embiid and Philadelphia, considering that he has been outstanding in this playoff series against the Toronto Raptors, and their business in terms of chasing an NBA championship only getting started. So Shelburne said this just moments ago on Friday afternoon. Philadelphia 76ers star Joel Embiid experiencing pain and discomfort in his right thumb, but did practice today, expects to play in Game 4. It's possible he gets an MRI in the near future to determine the extent of the injury, sources told Adrian Wojnarowski and I. So Woj, because he was involved in that report, said this right after Shelburne's tweet. Further testing would give the Sixers and Embiid a clearer picture on a possible ligament injury. So I saw those tweets and I was like, okay, maybe it's not that bad. Then Shams Charania tweeted this, and this really has me scared and sketched out for the remainder of the playoffs, considering the Philadelphia 76ers need Joel Embiid at near 100% to compete for an NBA championship. There is fear that 76ers All-Star Joel Embiid has a torn ligament in his right thumb. So he's actually trying to classify the injury here, but Embiid has vowed to continue playing through the injury. Embiid will rely on pain tolerance and the 76ers medical staff. We're going to continue to unpack everything, get to what the report from Shelburne and Adrian Wojnarowski got to in terms of further details and what Embiid had to say about the injury. But first, I want to hear from you in the comment section. Appreciate all of you for clicking on today's show and making the 76ers Now video a part of your day. What is your one-word reaction to this? Me? Absolutely brutal. While you get those one-word reactions into the comment section, make sure you hit that red subscribe button on your way down there. We're 205 people away from 6,000 subs. We are the fastest growing Sixers channel on YouTube, all thanks to all of you supporting everything that we do. Now, obviously, when you look at the grand scheme of things and the playoff history for Philadelphia as well as Joel Embiid and how well the Sixers have been playing so far in this playoff series, they've looked like one of the most dangerous teams in the NBA so far in the playoffs. A hobbled Embiid changes everything. So this is brutal injury luck for Embiid as well as this basketball team. Yes, Tyrese Maxey, James Harden, Tobias Harris have all been chipping in. Doc Rivers has outcoached Nick Nurse up to this point, but Embiid has proven to everybody that he's the MVP. And the fact that he gets to the free throw line a lot, that he shoots long-distance shots, and he's very physical down low. It takes one more swipe, one more knock on that thumb for him to be in further pain potentially. So that's why it's just overall brutal for him and this squad. Further reporting from Wojnarowski and Shelburne about this injury to Embiid. They said this on ESPN. 76er star Embiid experiencing significant pain and discomfort in his right thumb. Could get an MRI in the near future to determine if there's ligament damage or not. Despite the discomfort, Embiid practiced on Friday, and he does expect to play in Saturday's Game 4 against the Toronto Raptors, looking to complete the sweep. Embiid was seen wearing a wrap on his right thumb at practice, but is determined to play through the injury. When Doc Rivers was questioned about this Embiid ailment, he said, quote, "He's good. We did a lot of stuff. We just don't want anybody to hit us. Arms and hands and all of that, but he's fine." You know who's been so fine throughout the first 3 games of the playoffs for the Sixers? It's been Embiid, and the fact that he might have hit those game winners and those big shots throughout that game north of the border in Game 3, really the most iconic game and moment of his career with a torn ligament in his thumb, that's pretty damn impressive. I mean, he finished the night 33 points, 13 boards, 12 of 20 from the floor, 3 of 8 from deep. He suffered the thumb injury somewhat early in that game. That didn't stop him from having 18 third-quarter points, hitting that turnaround J late in the fourth quarter, then 2 of those monster threes after that. Of course, the dagger, the game winner, getting revenge in Toronto for now. In Game 2, after somewhat of a struggle in Game 1, it was overshadowed by the fact that Tyrese Maxey played so well, so too did Tobias Harris, But in Game 2, after an up-and-down Game 1, Embiid was once again fantastic, setting the scene for Game 3. 31 points, 11 boards, 9 of 16 from the floor, and 12 of 14 from the charity stripe. We're going to find out early during this Game 4 on Saturday afternoon if Embiid is all right or not, because he's going to have opportunities to knock down some buckets at the free throw line, and we'll see if he even attempts some three-point shots. I want to ask you this, because the playoff history that we've talked about, Sixers have come up short, haven't made it past the second round since 2001. There have been a lot of devastating injuries on all four major sports teams in Philly when it comes down to the playoffs late in the regular season that have impacted those teams' ability to make deep runs. What's your level of concern with Embiid? Scale it for me from 1 to 10. 1, not concerned at all. 10, very, very concerned. Because of that aforementioned history, I'm certainly up there on the scale. After that game winner the other night, Embiid was, of course, asked about that injury. He did say this at the time. I don't know exactly what happened, but I just started feeling pain. I think I might have twisted it, so we're going to see what's going on tomorrow on Thursday. And we didn't hear anything on Thursday about this Embiid injury that looked to be a wrist injury. Now it's classified as a thumb. And now we hear on Friday from Ramona Shelburne, Adrian Wojnarowski, as well as Shams Charania that, this injury is actually considered somewhat severe. I'm curious to see what the MRI is going to be once Embiid undergoes that MRI. I imagine they're going to try to finish this series off in Toronto, try to give Embiid as much rest as possible. Even if he's not right early in that game against the Raptors, you have to think that maybe they decide to let him sit the remainder of that game to just avoid anything. It's really paramount. It's really important for the Sixers to handle business. Sweep the Toronto Raptors, finish them off. It's been a feisty and physical series up to this point. I think everybody could use some rest at this point of the regular season and postseason combined. And for the Sixers and Embiid, you find any opportunity to give him rest from this thumb injury and just avoid a disaster of him getting hit once again. I think you decide to take that route, but most importantly, finish off Toronto, complete the sweep, give Embiid and the rest of this team rest, gear up for the winner of the Miami Heat and Atlanta Hawks. And right now, it seems as though Miami really has control of that series. And that's why this is such a shame, because everything's kind of fallen in favor for the Sixers. They don't have to face the Celtics in the second round, or the Brooklyn Nets, or the Milwaukee Bucks. They can take on a beatable Miami team or a beatable Atlanta team, and Embiid just needs to be healthy. Before we hop on out of here, hope all of you are gearing up to have a good weekend. Predict it for me in the comment section. Will we see a sweep on Saturday afternoon? Let me know who you got. TOR for the Raptors, PHI for the Sixers. Get your game predictions in, and thanks so much for watching today's show.